Hello my friend, today we are going to talk about class and ID attribute. This is pretty important lecture, so focus. What is a class? Class is something that classifies things. What does it mean? It means that it arranges things in groups, okay? Groups, catalogs. And when something like that is needed, well, look, we have got here paragraphs. Let's say that you want to center all of them. So you want to have the text in the middle of the screen. Right now the text is on the left side of the screen. I want to have it in the middle. Okay, so how would I do that? I need to choose the paragraph and I will use the property that is called text align. Text align allows you to change where the text should be, right? It can be center, left, right. Let's just put center here. And as you can see, we did it. So we solved the problem. It's true. But let's say that we have got now address. And inside address, we have got, for example, my name and the surname. And imagine there is more content here. And I want to center this also. Okay, so maybe let's do it this way. Address, and let's type text align here also, right? Okay, we solved the problem. But we repeated ourselves 2 times. Imagine that there was more things, like for example, color, font size, right? Something like this. So we would need to, do such things like this. Not good, right? So we can solve this still, but in order to do it, we need to use the multiply selector. In order to solve it, we use the comma here and we type the name of tag that we want to choose to, right? So it means that we choose paragraphs and choose addresses and do such thing like it is here. And okay, we solved the problem. What if I want to apply the things that are here to many more tags, right? There are many tags. So I would need to, go to CSS here and then add another tag, another tag, another tag. Not good, right? That's the time to classify things, to group them up, right? Notice that our main reason we did it was to center things. And, well, we could classify all the paragraphs into a group and do it like this, using the class name attribute and then the quotes. We're gonna type the name that we invent, right? So we type, for example, center. And we can do such thing to every place we want, like for example this. And now, instead of writing this, we're gonna type dot center. So in order to choose tags that have got class with the name center, we need to use the dot sign and then the name of the class. As you can see, the solution is similar, but now, I can say, hey, I don't want this guy to be centered, and it's not. So you can decide now what to center on your site, and you don't need to care about the name of the tag now, right? So that's how it works. If you want to specify, I want all the paragraphs to be centered, you can say it, right? By adding p here. So p.center is gonna center on the paragraphs. However, in our case, we wanted to center everything. Notice that this name can be whatever you want, okay? So you can change this into this and it's also gonna work, right? But do not add spaces here, like for example this, okay? Because now it's not working because we have got now here 2 classes, okay? This class and this class. You can have multiple values for the class. Soon you will see why it's good. Because, well, maybe you want to make the text larger, for example, right? Only to make it larger. So let's create a class that we call larger and we're gonna do something like font size and make, for example, 40 pixels. And now I can say, hey, I want this one to be larger and, for example, this one to be larger, right? So we add the space between the values, and as you can see, this is larger and this is larger. And we can use this class on any type of tag, right? So class is used to what? To classify things. So we arrange things in groups, catalogs. Okay, now it's time for ID. ID identifies things. So you have got, for example, something what is called ID card, and it identifies you, only you, right? You are a single, unique person, right? You can't be replicated. And as you can see, we can use class many times. However, ID can be used on your site with specific name only once. Okay, so when do we use something like that? Let's say we want to choose this address or maybe this particular paragraph, right? You can then say that ID of this paragraph is, for example, unique text, right? Only this one must be selected. And then you go here, and in order to choose it, only this guy to make it different, not the others, you're gonna use the hash sign and then the name. And now you can do whatever you want, right? You can make the color red, you can change whatever you want, I know, font, weight, bold. There are many more things, but I don't want to show all these things here now in this particular lecture, right? But you can do whatever you want to this specific guy. And as you can see, it's now red, it's also bolded, right? The others were not affected. So you use ID to choose specific one single element, right? You want to make it a bit different. This one, identify it and change it. And remember, you can't have two IDs on your side like this. Okay, this will work fine. As you can see, it's bolded and red now. But it will cause many problememations regarding selecting unique ID using JavaScript that you will in future, I'm sure, learn. So remember that ID only exists once with this unique text. Of course, you can have other IDs like ID different name, right? But only once with this name, okay? This is pretty important for you to remember it. It's like you are unique. You have the ID card that identifies you, only you. Let's practice this a bit and let's create a form. Okay, a form, and inside of it we're gonna create 3 inputs. And well, we have got 3 inputs, and I want to choose only inputs in this form, not in this form, right? Because, well, normally you could type input, right? But you now choose this input and this input when you type input. Okay, so this is a problem. Let's say we have got a form that ID is, for example, basket, and here we have got a form that is called order. And you now can, choose only inputs from this particular form. You can now type basket, right? And inside basket, if you want to choose inputs, you type the space, okay? So if you want to, go into the tag, so you want to choose something from inside, you type the space, and then you type the name of tag you want to choose, so input. And now we're gonna, for example, change the color to blue. And also we're gonna change, for example, width to 50 pixels. As you can see, the first form was affected. We can type here in blue and they are smaller. The second form was not affected, right? So ID is also pretty cool to distinguish one from another. Okay, that's all in the lesson. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask.